Hey everyone, it's NHL Hockey News Sports, and we're back in the video. And today we're doing my hot take mock draft, and just out of just some hot takes here. Of course, this is probably not how it's gonna go, but just taking some risky moves here in the draft and thinking of some good ideas and making a reason why this player would go to each team. So we're doing 16 this time, and let's start off with the first hot take. This is a very interesting hot take. It's going to be for sure. Let me just look for the play. Okay, here we go. First hot take. First overall to the Buffalo Sabres, not Owen Powell, but Dylan Guenther. Dylan Guenther is a offensively minded player on the wing. Can score. Fantastic goal scorer. Does a lot of that. And you know what? He could play for Eichel if Eichel's still there next year and the years to come. And same thing with same Reinhardt. Who knows about him? But definitely a great offensive, talented winger, and this guy might be someone you want. You never know. Dylan Cousins, Casey Middlestat, young players, young centers that can play with in the future. Dylan Cousins, which could be a very, very good pickup. And you know what? They need that guy to try. And Taylor Hall, who was, the 28, 29, in the $8 million 1-year contract with Eichel, that failed. But why not draft someone like Dylan Cousins? I mean, not Dylan Cousins, Dylan Guenther. Why not? Why not? Guenther could just be that offensive guy on the wing you need. They try with Skinner, worked for 1 year, signed that deal, that $9 million deal. Things fell apart. Why not draft someone like him? Why not draft an offensively guy on the wing? Why not? They need him. I know they could use defense, but they can also use offense on the wing. So why not try it? Right? So that might be interesting just to put it out there. I know it's a hot take, absolute hot take for sure. But it's this what I think would be a good idea. Okay, going on to the next one. Seattle Kraken will pick Owen Powell. Now, Owen Powell is a very good shutdown guy, 6'5", over 200 pounds, from Michigan University. And this guy can do a lot. Of course, he's probably going to go back to Michigan. He's leaning toward that. Looks like he would be. You won't get him next year, but the year after, another year of him. Another year in college. Keep going there in NCAA. And Owen Powell is just a terrific, big shutdown guy. And those are tough guys to find. It's hard to draft those guys. And if Seattle gets a guy like that, my goodness, that would just be terrific for the Kraken and a team that is brand new, going to the league. We don't even know the players yet on that team. A couple of days now, we're going to see the protected list. We don't even know who's on that team. But definitely, that would be so amazing to get a guy like that for sure. Moving on to now the Anaheim Ducks. And I have Anaheim picking Matt Beniers. Matt Beniers is a very good, he's like Bo Horvat, a good leader, down the middle, not bad. You have Trevor Zegras, you have a guy like that down the middle, very talented, just just a great playmaker, kind of like a Nick Suzuki, but maybe more playmaking. At center, he's just absolutely fantastic. Trevor Zegras. Another center could be like Matt Beniers. Top 2 centers, there you go. That could be top 2 centers. And then you have on defense, of course, Jimmy Drysdale. So you got him last year. You got Zegras the other year. If you get Beniers, you get your top 2 top 2 centers, and then you have your defense. Perfect, isn't it? You know what I mean? Hey, you never know. I think that's a great idea. Why not? Why not, right? Going on to the next one, if I could find what I want, and I have. Okay, going on to now the Devils, New Jersey Devils. I have Simone Evertson. Simone Evertson is a good shutdown guy, kind of like Pavel, but he's kind of like a step below Pavel. Oh, very close to Pavel, I should say. Actually, he is very close to Pavel. Very close to what he has done. He's more, what is he, Swedish defenseman? What is Simone Evertson? I believe he's Swedish. But he's a very good, solid defenseman. Plays very well in his own end. He's a really good player. And you know what? The Devils could use that. They could use defense. They just picked up Ryan Graves from the Colorado Avalanche. He's a 26-year-old. They could use a guy like this. They have different guys offense, but they could use some defense. And bring Simone Eventon for the future might be a fantastic pick for them for sure. Alright, moving on to the next one. Come on. Let me find my player. Here we go. I just lost it. Too many things to look at once. Here we go. Alright, going on to the Columbus Blue Jackets. I have them picking Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes, a great puck-moving defenseman from the point. If you know what Quinn Hughes is like, and defenseman for the Vancouver Canucks, he's just like Quinn Hughes. I heard he could be better, but who knows about that? We don't know about that yet. But Quinn Hughes, a fantastic puck-moving defenseman. With Quinn Hughes there, Luke Hughes would probably be very much of the same. Luke Hughes can move the puck from the blue line. Defensively, he is unreliable, but he can work on that. You can work on that. Offensively skilled, you can't really work on, so at least it's the offense. You can work on the defense. He is committed to college, I believe, next year, so another year there or two will be beneficial for him. And I had the Blue Jackets pick him because they could, they gotta just start somewhere. They kind of start this rebuild. They need someone at center. They need someone on the wing. They need someone down the, on defense. They could use someone, not much in goal. I think in goal they're fine, but just, a puck-moving guy could be interesting. Hughes to Line A, you know what I mean? For the one-timer. Just saying, would be a very interesting, and you never know. They'll take their time with him. They absolutely would, and they would just take their time because 1-2 years, why not? Until he becomes that really good player. Moving on to the Red Wings. This one's not much of a hot take, but William Eklund to the Red Wings. William Eklund, great Swedish center, very good two-way centerman, very, very good. They were comparing Dylan Guenther and William Eklund. Who's the better overall player? William Eklund. He's defensively sound. Who has better offense? Dylan Guenther. Who has better defense as a center or as a player? William Eklund. So overall, who's the better one? Like I said, William Eklund. But William Eklund could be a perfect fit for the Red Wings. They could use that center down the middle. They have different guys on the wing. They have Sedina, and they got Bregman there. And they got different guys, Raymond, on defense, Seider, and all that stuff, right? They need a center. They have Dylan Larkin right now. He's like 26. But they need a prospect down the middle. And William Eklund would be an absolutely fantastic pick from them to go for. Moving on to the next one. This one's not much of a hot take, but I can't make everything a hot take. I would, but I moved a lot of things around, you know what I mean? So moving on to now the Sharks. And that is Brand Clark. I doubt he's gonna go down this far, but if Brand Clark's available, actually he could go to the Kings. I could see him go to the Kings. 8th is probably the farthest down I could see him go. But Brand Clark, right shot defenseman. This is one of the best defensemen out there in this top 16. You have Owen Powell, you have Everton, you have Hughes, and you have Clark. Clark could be better because he has that right shot. From the point, he can do some great stuff. I believe didn't he play in the SHL this year? Wasn't he the guy who played in the SHL? I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Let's see, Brand Clark. No, he didn't, sorry. That was my bad. But he did play in the World Junior, 7 points in 7 games, 15 points in 26 games, and another league there. Very good. Very, very good. And you gotta like what Brand Clark brings to the table. Absolutely. Moving on to the next one. This is also not a hot take again, sorry about that. But that is Jesper Wallstedt to the Kings. Jesper Wallstedt is a very good Swedish defenseman. Swedish goaltender. SHL goalie, very good. Another year in SHL after that, I think he'll be all set to go. Bring him to the Kings, he'll be ready to go. Of course, you probably hold on to him. Maybe think about Jonathan Quick. best goalie right there. You probably trade him very soon. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You probably trade him on another year, maybe at the deadline. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But Wallstat would be a very good goalie. Oh my goodness. You have the Centers. You have the goaltender then. And on defense, they would just need help. But guess what? You can make trades. You can go draft someone. You can go do some things. You can, trade for players. Free agency. You know what I mean? You got things like that to fill the gaps. Kind of like the Lightning. They had great offense. They got the goaltending. They need help down the middle. They had Victor Hedman. But that's about it. They trade for Sergachev. They trade for McDonough. They trade for for Cernak. They trade for those guys, right? They bring in, and it's worked out for them. So if you need help, with a spot you really need help in, a gap, you can trade for a guy, free agency, why not? You're fine. Absolutely. Moving on to now the Vancouver Canucks. And Vancouver, another kind of interesting one, but I picked him here before already. But that is Mason Mctavish. Mason Mctavish is like that Tom Wilson type of guy, but down the middle. A lot of traction for Mason Mctavish lately, and he could be. I know everyone's like Ottawa. Here for the Sens, all Sens here for Mctavish. But I could see the Canucks go for him. I could even see the earliest the Sharks. Really. But, very good pickup here would be for the Canucks. They'll get this guy. They could, down the middle, then you have Elias Pettersson, Bo Horvat, and you have McTavish down the middle. Maybe you move him to the wing. That's up to you. You figure that out. But, McTavish is a very, very good player. Absolutely. I really do like McTavish. Moving on to now the Ottawa Senators, and I have them picking Kent Johnson. Now, Kent Johnson, I know he's listed as a center, but he doesn't have the hockey smarts down the middle, so he could probably be moved to the wing, which is fine. He has some great offensive ability. Also from Michigan, the ones from Michigan University, Owen Pavel, Matt Benils, and Ken Johnson. He could have a lot of offense. Is Ken Johnson could be a really interesting one, and we'll see how things turn out. But he could be a winger because his hockey smarts down the middle is not the best. But you know what I mean. We'll see how things go. Of course, you see what we have with the Coyotes. Shame on them with the thing they did there. And they had to forfeit the pick there. But it happens, and what are you going to do, right? Moving on now to the Blackhawks. I have them picking Chaz Lucius. Chaz Lucius was injured most of the year. You're probably thinking, does that affect his play? Affect how he's going to be in the future years? No, because he came back fantastic. Absolutely scoring like anything down the middle. And the Hawks, the Hawks are a team that could, in the rebuilding, they trade Duncan Keith now to the Oilers. We knew the last couple of years have been kind of rebuild. They didn't really say much about him. And last year, they're like, oh, by the way, we're in a rebuild. And they played really well last year. So, Chaz Lucius down the middle would be fantastic. You have Kirby Doc. Of course, veteran Jonathan Taves. Dylan Strome down the middle too. So adding Lucius down the middle in the future would be fantastic. Absolutely. They definitely could use that. I have a really good hot take here. A really, really amazing hot take here. It might be too much of a hot take, but next one. Ratty to the Calgary Flames. Now, Ratty is going to be a really interesting one. Where does he get picked? He was projected to go first overall. Then he didn't get picked in the World Juniors. He wasn't very good enough. And he didn't have a very good year. Dropping his stock. He might not be in the top 16, but I'm picking him 13th overall to the Flames. And this might be an interesting one. If this turns out to be a bust, poor Flames. But, you know what I mean? But if this turns out pretty well, you never know. They could use that offense guy. Ratty. They need a new core. Monahan, Gaudreau, Lindholm's not bad. Giordano's on the older side. They need a better core. The team doesn't win with that core. You need something else. They got to transition to something else. You never know what Ratty can do for you. You never know. Moving on to the next one for the Philadelphia Flyers. Philadelphia I have them picking. Here you go. Christian Lambos. Christian Lambos is a defenseman, and the Flyers we saw all season long. They need defense badly. And it feels like the Flyers are off and on every year. Good year, bad year. Good year, bad year. Good year, bad year, right? They get the goaltending, but Koto Hart didn't have a very good season. I can see him have a redemption season next year again. But they could use some defense. Lambeau should be an interesting one for sure. That is kind of hot take at 14th overall. I could see it, I guess. They could pick him, thinking that the Flyers would bounce back next season, right? Maybe. I think. As the train goes. it just feels like that's how the train goes. It just feels like that. Moving on now to the Dallas Stars. And I have them picking. This is actually a pretty good pick for them, I have to say. This is not a bad pick. But I have to tell you. Here we go. I have them picking Brendan Lysell. I mean, not Brendan Lysell. Sorry, Fabin Lysell. Fabin Lysell is a really good winger on the wing there. Playing the SHL like about 2 points in like 20 games. But you know what? He's still learning. He really is. Could be a really interesting pick. You have Jason Robertson on the wing. You have some interesting players. Some young players, but there's some older players, and they could use some offense, some youth injection. At least they got Jason Robinson last year to play incredibly for them in the rookie season. But adding Lysell would be a very interesting pick. Fabin Lysell. Very good winger. And I wouldn't mind that pick, actually, for the Dallas Stars. The last one I have is on the wing. Hold on a sec. If I can find... Where is he? Here he is. We have Humans. And Humans will be a very good. I really do like Humans. Very good. And you know what? This probably will be one of the last for the Rangers of a top 16 pick. Thinking they're going to try to make the playoffs next year. Absolutely, they're going to try to do that. So we'll see what happens. It goes Coursing Humans. My bad, I said it was a winger. I meant a center. I mean, not winger. A defenseman, my bad. Keep trying to say that. He's in Wisconsin. Coursing Humans could be a really good defenseman for them. Playing the NCAA next year. Was with the Rapids. Bandits, Brooks Bandits in the AJHL, 11 points in 8 games. World Juniors, 8 points in 6 games. Not bad of a defenseman. They could use another one. They had Brendan Snyder last year. They have Andre Miller now. They have different guys here. And good to add. Absolutely. Inclusions, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? That'd be a great pick. So this is my hot takes. A lot of the hot takes are Gunther at the Sabres, moving down Owen Powers, Beniers, if it's kind of like a ripple effect. Just different ones. I thought it'd be fun to do a kind of that hot take and kind of explaining why it would be a good idea for them to be there. Of course, I think Owen Powers going to the Sabres, but just fun to do a video like this, right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. NHL News Sports. Goodbye.